Kevin McCarthy of California, Republican, the number 3 Republican in the House is Majority Whip. And sir, good morning to you and welcome here to America's Newsroom. Do you like this McConnell idea of if your backs were against the wall in the end and you had to put something out there as a last-ditch option, would this be it?
The first part that I look at, I haven't been able to read all the way through it. No, I don't like the idea of relinquishing our power to raise the debt just to the president, because I view that we have a responsibility as members of Congress to bring the accountability back to this country. And I wouldn't want to relinquish it, seeing what this president has done to this economy and these Democrats. From job growth, just 18,000. I mean, Canada, having a smaller population than California, grew more jobs last month than this president's administration.
So if that's off the table then, because I think what McConnell was trying to do is trying to force the White House to identify where they would cut and be specific about it at 3 different points over the coming year, and then that's something that either Congress could sit back and chew on, or more importantly, the American people. In that sense, it becomes a significant campaign issue yet again.
Well, I understand why McConnell is doing it from the standpoint that this president will not lay out a plan. I mean, the Congressional Budget Office said they cannot score a speech, and the president has never laid out a plan to how to get out of this debt problem. He says he's for something. He says he's for entitlement reform, but he can't tell you one specific thing that he has done. You cannot score, and that's what's wrong with Washington. You know, the budget gimmicks, the accounting tricks, you've got to stop. That's why next week we'll vote on a balanced budget amendment. You know, the Constitution's been around more than 223 years, only amended 27 times. And 16 years ago, we were 1 vote away from having a balanced budget amendment. But next Wednesday, we'll have that vote in the House. And that would lay a framework to actually get out of this problem in the long term, while we're able to attack the spending right now with the debt limit as well. So I understand why McConnell is doing what he's doing.
Do you have enough votes in the House? I'm assuming you do, because you're counting the votes over there. But when it goes to the Senate, and you force the president's hand to either sign it or veto it, and then you've got 2/3 ratification from the states. I mean, an amendment to the Constitution is no small order here.
It's not easy, and there's no guarantee we have them in the House. We have the Republican votes, but I know this president, this administration likes to spend and tax more than they do to live under what they bring in. So, no, it's an uphill battle, but I think it's worth the fight. This country is worth fighting for, and I think we're at a threshold that we haven't seen in a couple generations. What is the future going to look like? And are we willing to do the tough, so the opportunities will be here for the next generation? So maybe we don't have the votes, but I believe the American people believe in it. Why do 49 states either have a balanced budget or some type of statutory that they have to live under that, but the federal government does not?
Well, it is
true. We need some adult supervision here.
Yeah, it is true that the American people are with you. I think the most recent polling we did on a balanced budget amendment, about 70% of those we asked are in favor of it. Now, on the tax issue, can you say for certain that in the House, based on the Republican votes there will be no new taxes out of this debt ceiling deal when there is a deal finally?
There will be no new taxes, because why would you tax in an economy of where we are? Small business, 70% of all jobs are created through small business. 18,000 jobs were created last month. While the president went out and got 550,000 new donors, more people lost their job than he was getting donors. That is unacceptable. We need to focus on job creation. And if you're going to raise taxes on those who are creating jobs, you're not going to have it. Look at what this administration has done in these Democrats. In the last 12 months, startups in America are at its all-time low in the last 16 years. And in the last growth of America, small business created 7 million new jobs, while big companies cut 1 million. We need to focus on small business, and that's where this administration is not, and that's a big difference between the Republicans and the Democrats.
I have just a couple seconds left. How does this end, by the way? I mean, there are 10 to 20 to 30 different options you can see on the table as a possibility.
Well, I'm hopeful that this administration sees the right path, that this is not a revenue problem, it is a spending problem. This is an opportunity for America to right the ship, to cut back on the spending, to put a balanced budget so we're not here 5, 6 years from now, that we're actually on a right course of job creation and we get America back on the right track.
All right, there was drama involved in this, because frankly we don't know how it's going to turn out. Kevin McCarthy, thank you for your time. We'll be in contact.